This video I'm going to speak about Jet Li's fighting philosophy. Somebody shared with me a video, and I saw the video is only like 12 minutes long, not too long. They were talking about that movie Kiss of the Dragon that he produced, or that he was starring in. It was years back when he was in that movie, and they were basically talking to him, interviewing him, and they also were talking to some of the actors in that movie and their perspective on Jet Li. And I just wanted to give my quick feedback about that interview. And I will put the link to the video to the description section of this video here. You can check it out yourself. There wasn't that much information in the interview, but there is some information. I haven't really seen many interviews with Jet Li. There's not that many out there that I know of. But you know, I do acknowledge, you know, I've said in many of my other videos, I do acknowledge Jet Li to be a real martial artist. He's somebody that I think that people should use as an example to follow in order to learn more about the real martial arts. You know, as far as like studying his movies are concerned and just like his way of being. It shows in the interview that he's just a very humble person, very modest with his achievements in life, and he's not an aggressive and violent, arrogant, conceited person. He's very modest and humble, but at the same time he's extremely talented. He's achieved a lot throughout his entire life. You know, all that training that he's done since he was a little child, and then going to the Olympics and winning the gold medal, traveling all over the world, you know, to perform like kung fu demonstrations, and just being an actor in so many movies. I mean, he's been in so many movies. It's just unbelievable how many movies he's been in, you know, and he has an amazing acting career, you know. You know, he mentioned in a movie about like that he's just a regular person. There's nothing really special about him. He just does what everybody else does as well. You know, he's just a regular person. He doesn't even label himself as a hero. That's a character that he plays sometimes. And he says that he's not a villain. That's a character that he may play. He may play a character as a villain. He may play the character as a hero. But he's not either one. He's just a regular person. And I liked how he explained that. You know, I think that that's something that people have to really, like, you know, open their eyes to, is that, you know, martial artists are everyday people, but the people that become famous like him, that are well known by so many people, it's rare. You know, most martial artists are not like famous. Most martial artists are everyday people. Most martial artists may be police officers, they may be in the military, or they may be personal trainers, they may be firefighters, they may be, you know, in the medical field. They're typically, martial artists are going to be in, you know, in fields where they're helping people. You know, they may be a school teacher. You know, I know, you know, there's a lot of martial artists out there, but they're just not famous. And he's just a regular person that just happened to get famous, and that's rare, you know. But he is a real martial artist that ended up getting famous, you know. And you know, I highly respect his expression in the martial arts. I respect the roles that he chooses to participate with in the movies. But he's not an American. You know, he's Chinese. You know, he was born in China, he lives in China, and, you know, he's representing China. He's not an American. Bruce Lee was an American. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee, you know, was able to speak English very well. Bruce Lee would read, you know, books in English all the time. Bruce Lee would communicate and educate us, you know, based, you know, being a martial artist and being able to convey the deep wisdom within the martial arts for us to understand through the English language. But Jet Li doesn't have that ability. You know, it's not in him. His English is not that great, so he's kind of limited in how much he could express to the public about what the real martial arts is. You know, but he does what he can in some of these interviews, and the little things that he says, you know, it should get you to see something deeper within the martial arts that he's trying to represent. You know, he also mentions that, you know, he studies Buddha's teachings. You know, so you know he's a real martial artist that lives by the teachings of Buddha, and that's a big part of it. You know, Buddha is one of the. You have to really understand Buddha's teachings in order to really understand the martial arts. You know, and if you don't understand Buddha's teachings and you don't really live by those teachings, then, you know, in my perspective, you're not a martial artist. You know, you might be a warrior, you might be a combat, you know, practitioner, you know, but you're not a martial artist. I think being a martial artist really encompasses, like, deeply understanding Buddha's teachings and using the martial arts or combative training as a way to share love and develop peace and compassion within this world. And that's what he does, you know, through his work. And I recommend for people to, you know, if you're going to be inspired by somebody, then be inspired by somebody like Jet Li, you know, or be inspired by somebody like Bruce Lee. You know, be inspired by people that are representing something positive within this world. You know, people should not be led astray by these fighters and these criminals and these people that do horrible things to other people. You know, they hurt other people for profit and fame and glory, and it's just absolutely shameful. You know, and we need to look up to good role models, and I acknowledge Jet Li to be a good role model. So, you know, it was a nice interview, but he doesn't really have that ability to convey ideas that well in the English language, which is too bad. But through his movies, you watch his movies, especially movies like Fearless, you should really get a deep understanding of the martial arts. And movies like Hero and Famous are like Hero and Fearless are my two favorite Jet Li movies of all time, and they really have a lot to teach. You know, watching those movies and seeing the art in the movies and the way that he expresses himself and the roles, you know, the character and the roles that the character, what it you know, that he plays, you know. So check out that video at the description section of this video called Jet Li's Fighting Philosophy.